Daily Show. It's a Wednesday, and I'm late. That's okay. You guys are kind of fresh off of a really successful annual dinner. That was awesome.
We had a ball. Oh my gosh. It was so amazing just to have everyone in the room and share the stories. It was a great night.
Do you know how many people you had?
We had just under 375. So
wow. Just under.
We had, I had 2 tables that he called me last night and he was like, hey, we're excited for your dinner this Friday. And I went, oh, that's where you were. I was like, so we had a couple tables that didn't make it, but they're still excited to hear about. So technically 395, just they were a couple days late. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we'll catch them up, you know?
Well, you know, and take me through, was that one of the more successful, you think, nights in a while?
I'd say so, yeah.
I think so. Mm-hmm. I think last year we had just under maybe 200, and this year we just packed the room out, and everyone had a ball. The stories, the people that were there, man, I'm still getting texts this morning from people that were
awesome.
Like, man, how do I help? How do I volunteer? How do I be a part of this?
Estella had a good time for about 14 minutes, you know, and then she was ready to run. I knew when the pastor came up for the prayer, I knew it just how church goes, that there was going to be she wanted to pray louder, you know, and she did. And then Dale was given such a great story, and then Estella thought, you know, Mom needs some water on her dress, and threw that right on her, and I saw her stand up and went, oh, goodness, I got to get out of here and make sure they're both okay. And we hung out till the end, though. It was fun to see the whole event and see everyone's stories, too. It was really powerful. And just to see all the amount of the impact that you guys made throughout the year and the amount of children that, you know, you guys were, you know, able to save. That's fantastic. And not just the children, but really transform the lives of mothers and families, too. I think that's awesome.
We had a good time, and I'll tell you what, your daughter is invited back next year. I want her to be a speaker. She brought the entertainment. I mean, we had a ball, and she was just so adorable. So I think she's got a future in this. She's going to follow in your footsteps. Yeah. Give that girl a microphone now.
Well, you know, and Lori, I think that we have seen each other more than I've seen some of my family members.
I know. I said when I came in, I promise I'm not stalking you. She made me come. I said, I was just there a few weeks ago. Can't you pick somebody else? So we also brought my dear friend Sandra.
Well, and Sandra, I heard that you were very excited to speak here today.
Ecstatic.
Couldn't hold her back. She jumped in the car.
Well, and, you know, so, you know, take me through, at the dinner, we were talking about the new additions coming to, you know, Vitality in terms of the Grandma Gang, and I'm really excited to learn more about this, because we touched on it, Jackie, but really excited to kind of explore it more and see how we can get more people to join up with this. Where do we start?
I'll tell you what, the Grandma Gang, I am so excited about this. We've had so many calls. We've already activated a few chapters. The JCCU, they got it started a few weeks ago, and they were at the dinner, and they came with an envelope of letters. You know, we've talked about what this program is going to be, and it's for all of those grandmas that want to be a part of this program, and that maybe they're looking for a way to essentially kind of adopt one of the young mothers and just be a word of encouragement, a word of hope. And so they're writing letters, they're doing crafts. Every chapter is going to do something a little different. But I brought 2 of my favorite grandmas today, just to kind of talk a little bit about, I know, Sandra, this woman is a legend. I'll tell you what, I saw her walk in the clinic last week, and I'm like, is this the Sandra I've been hearing about for a year? I couldn't even believe it. I felt like I was in the presence of greatness, and I'm meeting a celebrity. So I wanted Sandra just to kind of share, maybe for a few minutes, just your history with the clinic and the things you've done, and she's back and she's better than ever.
There we go. That's fantastic.
Well, we really don't have enough time for me to go from the beginning to the middle to now. I mean, it's a long story, but I can say that working at the center brought out a lot of things out of me that I thought I had healed from. Mm-hmm. A lot of things that I would ask God, Lord, please don't let me have to testify to this to another client, you know, because she comes in and I hear her. When I hear her, I said, oh, Lord, I've been through that. And but I had to share.
Yeah.
And every time I did share, it just kind of healed me a little more and a little more each time. And I just thank God for sending me there.
That's, what I think that's just so beautiful too, because, so many times, and we've kind of touched on this in segments before, but just the impact that the relationship with the women that walk through the door, really have on all of your guys' lives in various aspects. And, Sandra, that, take me through, not the whole story, but what have you been able to, on top of your spiritual journey, what have you been able to see just firsthand, from the time you've kind of started through the time you're at now? What has been the takeaway from, the individuals that are going through, the situation they're in and what you see?
Well, I see when a girl come into the door and in that room and they share their story, what's going on in their life, I connect immediately because, believe me, I wasn't born saved. Okay. And that's a journey on its own. But hearing them, it's like, I've been there, I've done that. You guys might call it something else, but it's the same thing. And that's why I was so easily to talk to them, because we could relate.
Yeah.
They kind of latched to me. Latched to me. Even after I left, Lori was sharing with me, they still asked where was I.
On top of it, it's got to be incredible to see the full story too of the woman. From sharing your testimonial with them to is it kind of like you're living with them in a way?
Yes, and a lot of times a young lady may come there abortion minded. And we may not know until a year or two later that she changed her mind, and she'll come back through so I can see this baby. That's the most rewarding thing.
It's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. Well, and now take me through, Lori, the collaboration is working with Sandra, and with all the time that you've been at the center, what is it like to see those interactions and to see, the connections that she's been able to make?
Oh, yeah. She's so relatable to clients of all ages and walks, because that's just who she is. She just loves people, and I love people too. So she's just real and genuine. And I did also want to say, we don't always, and even most of the time now, we don't always share our testimonies with the clients. A, we don't have time, and B, we don't ever want it to seem manipulative.
Like you're pondering.
So we really don't. But I think what she's saying is, if the girl says she struggled with, whatever it might be, whether it's drinking or promiscuity or, most of us, like she said, we weren't born saved. So we all have that journey. So I think she's saying when she shares that, whether it's just the nod of the head or, honey, I've been there. Just I understand. It's not always that we have the carte blanche that we feel like we can share everything. But when they know that you aren't a Pharisee, but I'm trying not to use a religious term, judgmental, and that you love them where they are, they feel that, they sense that, and they also sense fake.
100%. Then you lose
right?
them.
And then don't we all?
Yeah.
So she was so relatable. So she started on the admin side doing administrative stuff, and then somebody noticed the gifting in her and said, "You need to be over there with those patients." She was like, "I do." So when I met her, she was patience, and then we immediately became sisters, and I learned a lot from her, as she definitely was a mentor to me in lots of ways. Yeah.
Well, and I just love the fact that, this is coming back together here, and Sandra, you're going to be back at the center, and, Lori, you're still at the center,
Maybe I can retire now.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, hang on. No.
The retirement.
I told Lori we could talk about her retirement in about 10 years. Maybe.
Oh, goodness.
So, I just love that, everything's coming back, though, and the passion's there, and there's going to be some really cool things that are going to be done. And now, Lori, what'd you bring with you today?
Well, Jackie wanted me to touch on the grandma thing. And so do you know that when we got to the dinner on Friday night, our annual dinner, somebody hands me this whole packet of some of these women have already gotten busy writing these letters to the women.
Oh, wow.
And I got to tell you, if I could just read one or two, Jackie asked me if I would.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Oh my goodness.
I was tearing up yesterday.
I was blown away. And yeah, so again, talk about genuine from the heart. So this is a letter from I don't know who. And all the letters come with usually a little scripture inside, and this is a bookmark of encouragement for them. So this one says, Dear friend, I may never meet you this side of heaven, but I want you to know that I have thought about you and prayed for you. You may feel scared, ashamed, confused, or completely alone right now, but sweetheart, please hear me. God still knows exactly where you are. I was a pregnant teenage girl once too. I was only 16, and life got serious very quickly. My boyfriend and I married, and together we made a life that lasted 32 years before he passed away. We raised 3 children, and though our road was not easy, I can look back now and say that God was with me, even when I didn't know what the future would hold, and He will be with you too. You do not have to know everything today. You just need enough courage for the next step. Wow. And if you're too tired to be brave today, then just be still long enough to remember this. You are seen. You are loved. And your story is not too broken for God.
Oh, that's just beautiful.
And she puts with love a grandma who believes in grace. And then she shares a scripture. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and He saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. Oh,
that was so nice.
They're all just a little different, and but they're speaking from their heart, and
that's
they're sharing
beautiful.
their. I know. It's just like, oh my God, Jackie, this was a great idea. This is like, and so I got a whole castle of these things. And there's more on my desk that came in yesterday.
That's
so these women have just like lashed on to this. And of course, the other thing they could do is just, if they can't get out or they don't feel called to do this, they're promising to pray. And we covet their prayers because it's not easy what we do. And it's not easy for these women to come in. So even if they can pray or write words of encouragement, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And now, how can people do that?
Well, and we actually have a place on our website. So if you go to vitalityspeaks.net, there's a spot on there that goes into the events. On the events page, you'll see the ambassador program. On that ambassador program, we have all of the details. You can actually scroll down to the bottom and you'll see the different categories that we have. We have an intern program, we have a marketing, we have a street team that's going to be doing events like at the Easter egg hunts and the different fairs throughout the community. And then the Grandma Gang, we're going to be introducing a men's program that's going to be coming in the next few months as we work to build this out. But at the bottom, there's a link that says apply to join. So you click that link and it takes you into a Google form, answer a few questions. And here we're just trying to gather your information. What are you most interested in? Where do you feel like you can contribute in the most meaningful way? And then we'll be following up with you, kind of taking you through a process. Now, we've had groups of women that have called and said, hey, we are already meeting at this organization every week and we're doing different things. So once a month, we're going to take time out and we're going to write these letters, or we're going to create crafts or we're going to, everyone's kind of creating their own program within their networks and their groups. And we want it to be very organic. So whatever you feel led to do, we want to partner with you and just creating a source of hope. And we have some grandmas that say, you know what? I can't get out. Transportation is not a thing for me, but I can sit at home and I can write a letter from my place, And so whatever you feel called to do, please tell us. We want to build this in a way that we can lock arms with as many people as possible to just stir hope across the community.
I love this. This is fantastic. Why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break and we'll pay a quick bill and we'll come back and talk with the gang right after this. You stay there and I'll be here, RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
As the storm hits, your roof protects everything underneath it. Trust the storm damage and roof replacement experts, Archer Roofing and Restoration, providing free inspections, help with insurance claims, and offer financing options that make replacing your roof affordable. Proudly veteran-owned and community-focused. We're here when our neighbors need us most. Call 618-575-0016 or visit archerroof.com today.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits. Without surgery or sedation, many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
What's up, it's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills and I'm a trailblazer.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
A better camera, but at what cost? A better quality, but it's, you know.
Oh, man. We're back with Vitality, and we got Jackie Duty, the executive director. Lori Saunders is the center manager, and I put that in there because last time I didn't even give you a title, so I wanted to make sure we knew who you were with the center, Lori. And
different names. Titles.
And we got Sandra in too. And, you know, we were just in the break and talking a little bit. And, you know, Sandra, you have quite a vast history with, the center. And if it's okay, can we dive into that a little bit more? And, truly, just the impact that the center's had on you and that you've had on the center.
Yes. Can't tell you what the year was, but way back when I first got hired at, I think it was Arms of Love then, and later on. Well, anyway, after Lori came in, I worked from the administrative side to the client side. And I worked there for, I think, almost a year. But I would never, ever take a client that called in and said they were abortion-minded. Nobody around me knew my story. No one. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, oh, somebody would come in, I seen it on the list that they were abortion-minded, and I would can you take this patient for me? You know? And they would. And then after a while, that got kind of thin, you know? It's like one of the volunteers said, why don't you ever take the abortion-minded girls? And then I just like, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I prayed about it, and the Lord spoke to me. Always in the shower, though. He spoke to me, and he said, you have to tell them. You have to tell them. And so I said, oh, Lord, I'd rather rip off my arm and chew it before I had to rip before I had to. These days I had got they were all my friends. And I loved them, and I knew they loved me. But if I told them that in my past I had an abortion, they're going to hate me. I just felt they're going to hate me. So I didn't come in the next day to share, but the following day I went straight to Lori's office. I said, Lori, I need to talk to you, but alone, not in this building. Like the walls had ears.
She was whispering.
But not here. Yeah. But not here.
I get it, though.
And so we both left. We went to the park. And she just looked at me. She said, what's wrong? And I said, I don't know how to tell you this. She said, just tell me. So I went and told her my story about my decision of having an abortion. I said, and if you guys fire me today, I understand. I said, because why would you want to have somebody like me over these girls who need help? And so Lori looked at me and said, why not you? You've been there. You know what it means, you know what it is, you know, you just, why not you? And so we hugged and everything. She said, it's going to be all right, it's going to be all right. Why would you think we would fire you? Why would you think we would get rid of you?
Right. We love you even more.
But I understand now that it was the enemy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The enemy was telling me that I was no good. And so then me and her and I, we went back to the center and we talked. And that's when I decided to be part of the post-abortive support group, mm-hmm. which was very successful. But it was hard to let those words come out of my mouth.
I bet. Yeah. Well, and honestly, I think it's one of those opportunities too for not only growth, personally to, I'm sure, share that story for the first time, I'm sure, in mm-hmm. a very long time, mm-hmm. but also on the flip side of that, Lori, to really, I think, showcase what the organization is truly all about is just mm-hmm. those situations there mm-hmm. where you don't know who you're interacting with on the client side or mm-hmm. on the flip side of it, whenever you have advocates for patients. That's and take me through after you share that.
After I shared it,
were you able to truly grow from that moment forward?
Well, what had happened was she suggested to me to go through the post-abortive classes.
Yeah.
I immediately looked at her and said, I don't need that.
If she's not going to be honest, I'm going to have to say she was a little resistant. But she usually is honest.
No, I don't need that. And so she's persistent, Sandra, you really need to sign up for that class.
Yeah.
And I did, and I was so glad I did because it was another level of growth.
Yeah.
Another level of knowing who I am. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And but I resisted that.
Yeah.
Like,
she's stubborn.
I said, I already know God has forgiven me. Why I got to go through a class? You really need to go through this class.
Can I ask you, was it just, was it really just taking a moment and really going through the situation you went through from a class? Was this class standpoint really helpful for that? Were you able to truly hit pause and just have those moments?
Definitely, because during those weeks of class, it brings out things that you had never thought about.
Wow.
Yeah. After having your abortion, you don't even think about those things, but it brings it out, and you just see things totally different.
Well, I just think the story really sums up Vitality in Arms of Life, the whole branch of the organization's names through the years of what you guys really are. And, so many times whenever the public might hear, well, we wouldn't, we would obviously love to support the mother and the child both. Mm-hmm. They might think, well, that's an anti-policy, and it really isn't. It's just giving the best care that you can for whatever that individual, that mother needs in that given moment, and advising. And I think, just in that situation, it really sums that up too, where it's not turn the nose up and, never look at you again, but embrace and say, let's make this even better and get you support. And then the career that you've had with the organization, I think, is just really a testimonial to that too.
Yes, definitely.
Really, really fascinating, and really thank you for sharing that too. I really appreciate that, and I know that's not easy to talk about ever.
It's still a soft spot.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, and with that too, as we kind of come full circle with that, if someone's coming into the clinic today or tomorrow, or they think maybe I need to make a phone call, but they're hesitant because, they are abortion minded, and it's not saying that, their mind's going to change, but what would be the best, kind of the Iggy, if you will, to get them to pick up the phone and call and get the help they need?
Well, again, like we shared the last time, we're not there to change their minds necessarily. That's between them and God. Yeah. But we want them to hear all the options before they make that decision. We want to position ourselves to be the first place that a woman would find and come to in an unplanned pregnancy, so that she can hear the truth, the medical truth, get the medical services that she needs, like the STD testing, and then the ultrasound, which will help her know how far along she is, and is it a viable pregnancy, is there a heartbeat, and is it progressing as it should be, and to talk about adoption and how that is a viable option. It's another way to parent. And then what about that abortion procedure? Let's talk about those risks and potential side effects that a lot of women, especially back in the day, were never given that information. And even we hear from women today that come in after the fact, they weren't counseled in all those areas before they made that decision. And so we just want them to have the full truth and be empowered to truly make that decision for themselves, whatever that is.
I think that's beautifully said. And, as we are coming back to this, you can support Vitality and the women that are, in need in this area, and really just the hyper-local approach that you guys have, and still with the regional touches of media and still spreading the message, but really the work you do right here in your own backyard is just a huge testimonial. How many?
150 babies last year.
150. That's just incredible. And, how can we support those throughout the year? Because I know that we have Grandma Gang, and what's the best way to join that again?
Well, basically, I was thinking, go to vitalityspeaks.net and check out the website, fill out the form, and then we'll be following up with you. And then there's organizations are coming together and said we want to create our own chapter because we're already meeting, and we're just gonna lean in and be a part of the Grandma Gang. So you get your cute little pin, you'll be in the club, and you'll see them around the. Think of the Red Hat Society. You're gonna start seeing the girls with the pins.
That's right.
And you're gonna know you're in the club.
You can also support Vitality by utilizing the Schwarzkopf link. This is great, where you can get some branded apparel and really help support Vitality. And there's a lot of great clothing options on here. A lot of good ones that you can wear, and not, because sometimes, businesses, they do the merchandise and you're like, I'm not a NASCAR driver, so I'm never going to wear this. But thank you. This is this is good stuff, and it really goes back to a great cause too. We'll link that into a write-up on RiverBender, so you guys can just click on the link and buy shirts. But 7 Days Coffee is new. Fill me in on this.
This is new. So we actually have a partnership with a national organization that they put out this wonderful coffee, and you can order something that you're going to be doing every day anyway, but with every cup of coffee you drink, 15% is coming right back to Vitality.
There you
So
go.
it's pouring into this community as you do something that you're already doing.
I love it. What else is there to talk about for now before we take a break for top of the hour news?
Oh, just when you get a chance, come on down to the clinic and meet Miss Sandra. She's awesome. You're meeting a legend. And just come and meet all the women that have been poured, like Lori and Sue, in their 19 years pouring into this thing.
It's just incredible, Lori, seriously.
The people that you meet throughout the organization, they're so good at what they do, and they put everything they have into it. So you know that you're going to have a great experience, and you're just going to be surrounded by people that love you and that want to see you win in life.
Absolutely. And if you're a part of the gang and you want to keep growing Vitality, you can be there next year at the annual dinner where Estella will be giving the blessing.
Yes, she will be on stage. I'm telling you, this girl's going to be famous. I want her to remember me when she's famous.
Did you guys get your baptism too on Saturday or on Sunday? Because Estella started taking the straw at my cousin's baptism with water and flinging it around the darn church. And I thought, somebody's going to think that droplet meant for you.
Oh, that's too funny. No, I didn't feel that. Yeah.
Oh, man. Lori, always good seeing you. Sandra, nice.
See you too, yes.
Sandra, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you as well.
Jackie, I'll see you next Wednesday.
I'll see you next Wednesday.
We'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back and wrap up. Well, actually, probably we'll just go right into the 10 o'clock hour news. Right after this, RiverBender.com, Roku TV. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. I forgot. I made changes.